I'm gonna go to a couple websites here that you can go to and look for motors that you might want to have in the Philippines, whether it be a motorcycle or scooter. I recommend a scooter in the Philippines. I think they're more versatile. But if you just go to the OLX page here, and let's see here. It looks like I pulled up the car page. Took me there automatically. So now we're on the home page of OLX. And we're going to view all right here, I believe, and it'll have somewhere down here's motorcycles and scooters right here. And you can search specific areas of the Philippines. If you put in your location up here, you can search a certain area. But right now, I'm just going to go to like a nationwide search in the Philippines so that you can just get an idea what some of the used scooters cost. And let's see here. Let's go to scooters. And I like scooters because in heavy traffic, you don't have to shift them. If it's exhausting in the heat over here, and the last thing I want to do is be shifting the whole time I'm in heavy traffic for hours upon hours. And also, if it rains, scooters have a lot more protection from the rain. They have more storage area. Um, I just find them to be so much more useful than motorcycles. Here's a Yamaha Mio. That's a very popular scooter over here. 30,000. There's 50,000 pesos. Would be $1,000. So you're talking $600 here. Yamahas usually will maintain their value a little bit better than the other brands. Yamaha's kind of the main brand in the Philippines. Yamaha, I think, or Honda are just as good, but they tend to depreciate more. But $600, you can get yourself into that. Um, I think I would try and find something that's stock. There's a lot of modifications that they do here in the Philippines, and that doesn't always bode well. I modified a Kimco scooter one time, and I had problems ever since I modified it. It was a good scooter up until that point, and then just getting a good mechanic that does the work properly is very difficult here. Here was a Honda Beat. This is in Makati. That's near Manila. Thought I clicked it. Come on now. This is a 2010, so it's starting to get to be older, but it just depends how well it's taken care of. If you're on a real tight budget, 25,000 to 35,000, you can get into a used motor, and they call motorcycles and scooters motors here, so that's why I'm referring to it as a motor. This would be a little less than half the price of a new one, so if you can afford to buy a new one or like new, I do recommend it. Um, uh, I was going to take you to the Motor Trade, and this is something you see quite often. Motor Trade site is down, so I can't show you Motor Trade, but I'll show you Case Urbico. Case Urbicos and Motor Trades, they're all through the Philippines. And then, to buy a motorcycle, about every little town has these in it. These are new scooters. Another thing, I had a 125 scooter, my Kimco, and I think that's a little bit small. I mean, I know not small, but underpowered. It definitely was underpowered for me. I took it up to Baguio, and I could not stay in front of the buses, and they ride right up behind you. And so, if I would say if you're over 200 pounds and you're gonna have your Filipino riding with you, um, and you're gonna go to the mountains, I would go 150 cc. It's not that much more for 150 cc. This Aerox right here, this is the one all the Filipinos want. It's a 155 cc. It's got the same motor as my NMAX, and it's got the NMAX in this has tremendous power. It's a liquid cooled. It's a really nice ride. Um, Now, my Philippine Dreams, I think that's his website, Ned. He's got the 125 in the Click, and I think it's fuel injected. I think that's a pretty nice ride. If you're up in mountains, I mean, at this point, it's an extra what 22,000. You can go to the 150. It's quite a bit more, so that Click's not a bad buy. But then you could also go for even less. You go to the Mio, and I think the Mio would probably be have a little more motor, a little more power than the Click. In general, if you take a 125 Yamaha and a 125 Honda, the Yamaha will usually have more power and speed. Honda's a little more conservative in the way that they build their scooters. I think they're both very, very good quality. Yamaha would be the more popular scooter here, but this Click 150 would be a really nice ride too. If you wanted to get into a 150, it is less than the Yamaha 150s. You can see 122.9 for the Aerox and just 96.9. That's a quite a good deal for a Honda fuel injected scooter. I don't think this is liquid cooled, and that's one thing you get when you go to the Yamaha, and that I think gives it better performance. So if you're just going to be around town, I don't think you need that much motor. This is what I've got here is the NMAX. It's got this footbed here that's really, really comfortable on a long ride to put your feet up on that footbed. This is the new Honda version, basically competitor to the NMAX. You can see the price is right up there. And they make an NMAX and non-ABS, but I mean for 10K extra, I mean get the ABS. It's much, much safer. Now, another thing, if you want to ride on the expressways here, you have to have 400 cc's or larger. So, but that's a lot more motor than you really need for most of what you're going to do in the Philippines. I think if you're into pure, economics, you can go to a motorcycle, and then let's see what we have here. These solo models. Maybe like the Underbone. They get very, very good fuel economy. They're in like 125 cc's, and they're the auto shift, so you don't have a hand clutch. It's like an auto clutch, and that wouldn't be a bad ride. And you can see 660 to 70,000. You can get into something like this. Look at this. This is a little Honda. I mean, that would get you into a brand new motor for 48,000, less than 1,000 US dollars. You can get into a brand new Honda, and it's pretty bare bones, but it's brand new. And use that probably last you 20 years. These things are pretty bulletproof. If you just want a nice simple ride, it does have a clutch, but you know, less than 50,000 pesos. Anyways, I would check the K Cervico website. This is Motor Trade. I guess it doesn't say that anywhere on here, up here, but it does. Trying to refresh it. It's still down. Sorry, guys. Motor Trade. I bought my scooter from Motor Trade, and they've been pretty good. Buying new scooters can kind of be a pain. It's been over a year. I still don't have my license plate, so sometimes just buying a really good quality used one, you can avoid kind of a lot of the hassle of going through the whole process of getting them licensed and everything. Yamaha Mio. So, anyways, yeah, check out the OLX website. I recommend this OLX website to search for any type of thing that you think you might want to buy in the Philippines, just to get like a basis for what it's going to cost you. There's a little Honda Scoopy. It's kind of an older style scooter, but they're new. They still make this scooter. No issues. 2015. This is really though. It's only about 20,000. It's about $400 less than a new scooter. So, you know, for $400 more, you could probably buy a Scoopy, brand new. So 3 years, 3 to 4 years newer. Uh, so just to give you an idea, just so you guys can better plan your move. So, and of course they sell some bigger bikes also. Let's look at all the Hondas here real quick. So if you like to shift and you want one of the smaller bikes like a 150cc, here's one here. It's pretty nice looking. Just about 100,000 pesos, so less than $2,000. And let's see. They do sell big bikes here. Um, they had a category here. I could show you some big bikes. And let's see, big bikes. Looks like mainly Kawasaki's. So if they cut back their selection with K Cervico, or maybe I'm used to looking on Motor Trade and they have more there. But I thought I clicked big bikes. I don't see any big bikes here. Big bikes. Oh, there you go. None. They do sell some. But this Supremo, this is like that's actually a nice bike. It's usually made for the tricycles here. They put a sidecar and then they use them for, you know, moving people around. Same thing with the TMX 125. But those wouldn't be bad rides if you just, I mean, for that price, you're getting into a 150cc and, for 72.9. So, and, you know, it's kind of more like a classic looking motorcycle. It's not really going to be performance based, but it's going to be very, very durable. And you may find that you want to ride around on a motorcycle for a while, but then when you start to settle down here, you may want to turn into a tricycle. So that might be an option. So I will end the video here. If you guys got any use out of this, please like it. And if you would, I'd invite you to come back to my channel and subscribe to it if you'd like. And we will see you the next time. Take care.